All right, welcome back, welcome back. I don't like doing too many of those breaks. Cups just always mean a little bit of this at the very beginning. But the good news is we've got our second match ready to go. We're going to have Watch Gamers versus 613. That's Death Row and GNiK and Chain and Yenim, respectively. So yes, now the North American portion of the tournament begins properly.
Nice. Yeah, and they are doing the picks and bans right now.
They are indeed, yeah. And it looks like we've got bans from 613. It's going to be Sorlag on their side and Wash Gamers taking out Anarchy, which means if it ends up being something like Veil, it could be very interesting indeed. But yeah, we're going to be into our proper best of threes at this point. How are these guys seeded? I forget. Like the top 6 of this bracket was like really stacked. Yeah, so seed 3 and seed 6 between 613 and Wash Gamers. So yeah, we're just about ready for them. I'm going to let them know that, that we are. And yeah, it's been a minute since I've done anything with like brackets and Quake Champions, so I appreciate the players being very, very helpful.
Nice. Yeah, like they are all grown-ups.
Well, yeah.
No, Strong Sage isn't.
Yeah, it's a growing process, but honestly, like years back, I really hated running like any kind of brackets at all because of just like confusion and players and me being bad at it. But honestly, ever since I started doing Tasty Cup stuff, it's been very rewarding because the players have made it very, very easy for me, and so do you guys, the viewers, making it profitable for these guys to put in some time for 2v2. Not only like the best mode for Quake Champions IMO, but also like one of the best 2v2 modes that exists. Like this is where the abilities really shine. This is where the slowing down the match in order to secure a couple extra frags at the end is awesome. I love it all.
Yeah. Like, GNiK is now confusing me.
It's okay. I trust them at this point. Basically, as long as like I get the champion bans right, like they could load up whatever map and I'll just believe them.
Okay, because on my screen they are still doing the picks and bans.
Okay, yeah. I see Awoken picked by Watch Gamers. And thank you for the donate, Composition B. That's all the guidance I'm going to give them. NA servers, then you figure it out. Yeah, you can alternate. This is an esports.
Nice.
And yeah, tomorrow we're going to be having the full EU Cup as well. Going to see some familiar faces there. So yeah, I know we're only doing these 2v2s once every 2 months at this point in 2022, but we're going to double up on our days. So I think that evens out. All right. We are indeed ready. And I think we're going to be launching with Ruins. That damn BJ skin. I was so happy when like the classic visor skin came out. I know at this point it's like 3 years old. There's been like a few things added to the game that like I really need to experiment more with, like moving the ability icon. That's cool.
We're talking fashion about a Quake game. That's also so funny in my book.
I mean, so much of this last year has been like, you know, Quake World and Doombringer and Midnight Guns. There we go. Half an hour in and I've already name dropped it. It's gonna be okay. All right, we'll go ahead and get into Ruins. And yeah, we're expecting to see a lot of players streaming, so go ahead and check out player streams like Rafa's for team comms, but we do also have the opportunity for players to hop into our channels for some team comms as well. So we're going to see a little bit more of that towards the end of the bracket, but let's go ahead and get into the 613 versus Wash Gamers. Going to be starting off here watching Death Row. Always somebody I love seeing in a team context. All right, going for Galena Visor as well as, oh, the heavy mobility on the 613 side with Slash Anarchy. But this aggression here from Death Row, just like picked up the rocket launcher and going straight for it. very dangerous against that initial rail. GNiK just putting it together for that
Yeah,
first
and the
frag.
mistake he's made is taking the jump pad, which is just an easy aim practice for any Quake player.
Yeah, approaching anybody in that outdoor armor area is always a little bit sketch. But GNiK, no real armor from him, just a railgun and a hope. But there's the small finally. Just looking for more pot shots prior to this first power up. Yeah, I guess he assumed that his teammate came through the TP. Make sure your headphones are on straight, GNiK.
Yeah, but this patch is yeah, you need to get used to it.
Hearing stuff in Quake Champions is always an interesting task. Yeah.
True, but like, GNiK and Chain are getting the items in the pocket,
Yeah.
getting the damage out.
Before this quad's coming up, like, it's pretty quiet, but of course it's all gonna bust loose as the fight for dominance over the power-up room is gonna go the way it goes. GNiK! Holy shit, what? Alright, hands off the quad to Chain, but yeah, GNiK really did a lot of the work there. Great shots, great slime trail. And now Chain as Anarchy is going to be roided up and ready to find some targets. And right now, Wash Gamers is going into deep hiding, forcing Chain to put himself into, yeah, some awkward corners just to try to find a frag. And he can't even do that. Steamrolls over.
Just and it's also GNiK used the vision during the quad to get to a safe place. So nice mitigation.
Yeah, worked out well. Just one frag given up for that quad. But really at the beginning of that, it was a little bit rougher. So at the moment, 6-0. And Chain's starting to put together a few good shots here as well. So it looks like they're just setting up the crossfire laterally across the map with these rails. And Chain's going to take a bit of a break. But yeah, no, GNiK was in the middle of a fight there. It's kind of sketchy to go look for health at that point. All right, they're holed up by heavy armor. Coming up in 2 seconds.
Chain is going to die, right?
Watch out for those totems. But GNiK goes down, popped like a zit. And these rockets from Chain are going to be awesome.
He just cleans house.
Walks in, kills everybody, refuses to elaborate, leaves. Man, okay, so that fight should have gone better for Wash Gamers. It was 1-2. Chain wasn't even all that stacked up. They lost the fight for the heavy, lost the fight for the room, even with the totem up their sleeve. Oh, I need to reset the score. Way to kill it. All right, but now Chain.
Yeah, and it looks to me that the lights from Chain and GNiK are really favoring the heavy.
Yeah.
Which is the greatest lifeline you can have. And the speed they are working with. They can just get in position quite easy.
5 HP for Chain. Here comes the protect. And yeah, GNiK's not going to be looking at that much health either. In fact, I don't even want to switch. Okay, fine, I'll switch. Yeah, 40 health. There's the mega. Oh, bit of a miss there. They needed to realize how much damage they had done and not allow GNiK to stack back up like this. So now this is a fully loaded protect just about. Still not a single frag on the board for Wash Gamers.
Oh, he didn't hear the portal.
Why are GNiK and Death Row not paired up? That's a good question. I was asking myself that a lot while looking at the seeds. Basically, in North American Quake, nobody likes anybody.
Is that so?
That's the only explanation I have. Nobody actually likes. People tolerate each other for events. That's about it. The 613 just cleaning house here. GNiK taking a bit of a pit stop for some health. Fortunately, a slash that can be a very quick one indeed. For these rails, not wanting to trust the TP just yet. Drop, 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 no drop, all right. I got wise to that, but it hasn't turned into a frag just yet.
Yeah, we don't see the pickup statistics from the major items, but I think like 75% is in GNiK's and Chain's favor.
There it is, GNiK getting it together. Nice. But yeah, you're right. The item dominance has been pretty clear from 613's side, especially when they're able to just walk into a room and clean up like that. But Chain takes another frag back. Gonna keep my eyes on GNiK. Having taken a little bit of extra health. Gonna Need a little bit more to qualify going in towards Mega, but nobody's here to attack it. Oh, spoke too soon. Anarchy v Anarchy. Chain taking it.
And he actually changed from Visor to
yeah.
Anarchy.
Quad spawn. Enemy has the quad.
There's our quad on GNiK. So this is, you know, the first time they've been able to get their hands on it. Could turn into some frags or at least some item control.
Yeah, and he now has the speed to chase these pesky lights up. Great defensive rail there. Completely stopped the momentum. GNiK was hunting for food.
Thank you for the $10 there, Nitricity. Good to see you. Oof. Yeah, they were both kind of stuck on that stairwell. That's not a fun place to be.
So yeah, they gotta power up, but no, not the momentum back.
Not even close, and at this point, they're risking losing all of the items as well. They're basically, yeah, they're pretty close on timing, so it's going to need to be a concerted effort to move from one to the other, which means fighting right now is not advantageous for Watch gamers in the slightest, except for, you know, the need to get some points on the board. But as far as map control goes, these fights aren't doing them a whole lot of good. GNiK manages to pick up 2 frags there, you know, more power to him. But it's going to leave him a little bit weak for this Mega. Oh, I love that just curb stomp rail. Is he leaving the Mega up to his teammate?
Let's give Defro some screen time. He still needs to get this frag. Yeah, and he gets it. Woohoo!
There it is. There it
He's
is.
on the board.
The first of many. Alright, gonna switch back to GNiK for a moment, but just for that moment. He's dead now. Here comes the Protect. Yem's getting some pressure. Where is Chain? Chain coming in at the last possible moment to secure the fight. Oh, the Dire Orb goes wide. Quarterback is toast.
Okay.
Chain manages to take away that protection. Ah.
He does not have a lot to work with.
No.
Misses the shot, but no punishment. Well, actually, you can just chill here for a bit. Wait for the heavy. And then draw up another plan.
Dire Orb could have done so much more work, but yeah, as it stands, Chain's able to use that protection to snag away the heavy and show up here a little bit late for the Mega. Looks like it was it GNiK who took it? Yeah.
Yeah, looks like it. Heavy is up next, and there's just a nice greeting party waiting there. But the GNiK also shot himself.
But 28-8. Yeah, not looking awesome for them. But they've got time to bring this thing back. They can just start getting these hits in. But yeah, every time like we kind of switch over to GNiK and Death Row, they're having a lot of trouble finding some of these fights. There we go. Death Row getting a frag number 2. Aiming for number 3, but Yenim whips out that rail and finalizes the frag. GNiK getting a little bit of revenge on the Mega. Yenim's going to be stuck down below. Has to give it up. That should go to GNiK. 30 seconds to quad. And half that to heavy. So yeah, shifting from heavy to quad at this point. It's going to take a little bit of legwork. Getting frags right now, yeah, I appreciate this kind of Hail Mary, because it sets him well up for moving from the heavy directly to the quad. GNiK gave up a little bit of stack for that, but I respect it. Now Death Row is ready. Both of his opponents have just respawned, and this should be an easier quad as long as he doesn't fuck up the rocket jump. Like, this is really costing him a lot of time. He's just soaking up that LG, and the quad finally goes to GNiK. Had to rely on some drugs there. This could go well for them.
Yeah, he gets at least one frag. The heavy to boot. And he does hear the hoverboard from the other enemy on the map.
Yeah, it all goes back to Death Row actually pushing out when he did. I'm sorry, GNiK pushing out when he did from the heavy. That really kind of set this all up. But again, another quad run, and we get one net frag out of it. It's made this a much more possible game, but they're going to need a lot more than that in between these power-ups to make it worthwhile. The drugs, saving GNiK just barely, maybe. This MG6 is ridiculous, but there's that last rocket, finally. Like pulling teeth.
Not getting the kill shot on the slash.
They're both pretty weak here. You just gonna stand there? What's going on? Was
Was
he lagged out? Okay.
The itchy nose syndrome. Can happen while you play Quake.
Got an itchy nose sometimes. All right, but GNiK stealing away that Mega. A few seconds
Yeah,
until
I think he hasn't died for the past 3 minutes.
Yeah. Beating out the usual life expectancy of an Anarchy for sure. Anarchies live hard. But I like that rail from GNiK. Dives off, Death Row gets the finishing shot. Oh, the bait is set! GNiK goes down, beautifully done, and that sets them up well for this protection. It's a good stack for GNiK, not so great for Death Row. But the rocket jumps! Yo! Oh, God. Is this what happens when there's no Quake cons? There's no reason for Americans to practice movement? What's going on? Oh, Jesus.
I don't know, but they finally kill GNiK. So the momentum is in GNiK's favor again.
Yeah. That didn't need to happen like that. Like, that was their protection, and now it's gone back to 6-1-3. They're able to whittle them down.
Nice.
All right.
Getting both players onto the protection, so they conquer it again.
All right, so they managed not to lose too much from that protection. And fortunately, 6-1-3 is now making frags slowly enough that they're able to really creep this thing back. This is such a grind. GNiK waiting on this heavy. And
Yeah, if they manage
for it, of course.
If they manage to get closer before the 40-minute mark, we will get a close game in the end.
Is this Quake World?
Yes, they're railing from the lower parts. Take position for the heavy, but there is a creepy party just in this back happening.
Dewey,
not ready for it.
Alright, but GNiK still managed to walk away from that fight, taking away the heavy, having a decent amount of armor here. Oh, that's a rough one to get caught and saved by Death Row. And a nice rail. Okay, so, you know, some good haphazard teamwork, but we will take it. Only 11 frags to gap now. And 18 seconds to the next quad. And again, we've got heavy coming up right before it. Mega just popped, went to Death Row. And so GNiK is taking a bit of a
up his
lap
movement again. Yeah. And he also fell down again.
Yeah.
And now not in position for the heavy, or the quad actually.
Oh no.
Does release
a
full rocket, but still the other team that walks away with it. That it could have been the deal breaker if they got this one. So it isn't so. GNiK. That's them for the picking.
Yeah,
this body help out.
This is the bloodiest quad we've seen in the map so far, and it has pushed 6-1-3 into the less than 10 frag territory. A nasty run for Watch Gamers. I need to roll back to what happened before that quad, because nobody was where they were really supposed to be. I think they were both like chasing each other around a pillar of the map, expecting to like catch somebody off guard, and it was just a missed opportunity every single time, leaving everybody in an awkward position. Bad news when 6-1-3 is able to scrape away the quad and just rack up the frags. 44. Make that 45. GNiK might be able to push this into the end here very, very shortly. Alright, GNiK. Alright. This is where they can try to really slow things down and earn every single frag. But GNiK takes him out from the side. Some rocket spam here from GNiK is going to try to even things back up. There's the frag taken, but every frag they lose at this point is absolutely critical. And And Death Row goes down again. GNiK just happy to be alive, happy to be here. It's not going good for him at all. So switching back over to the other Anarchy chain. Yeah. Drugs at the ready. Mega and armor. Yeah, he is as ready to clean the pipes out of Ruins. Goes down from an errant rocket from Chain, so that'll keep them alive a little bit here. Protection coming
look
up.
At this. Yeah, they are actually now in a position for once to get the power up. Oh, but no.
Oh, no. 11 HP. It's over. It's over. He can't dodge this. All right, Chain goes down. A nice save from GNiK, but the suicide. Yeah, that's gonna drop the protect for GNiK. Just don't die, Death Row. Nice. Do not get in a fight. GNiK is getting popped up over the Mega. Dangerous airtime to have right now. And we can hear Death Row at death's doorstep.
Yeah, it's so low.
Oh, and there it is. I switched to the wrong guy. I had a 50-50 shot. But that will be 6-1-3 taking the first map. 50-33. Fairly decisive run there. Really well done. It took Death Row a little bit to get warmed up, but I think we're going to be looking for more from them in map 2.
Yeah, hoping they are warmed up from the start.
I thought it was.
Like, we definitely saw some streak going on in the mid game.
They banned Anarchy, though, unless my grinder's wrong.
Yeah, I think it's... GNiK, can you fix it right now, please? Like, I'm refreshing and it changes. Like, every time I refresh.
It's like, no, I definitely read it right. Doom and Eisen. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, now, okay, now after the third refresh, it is indeed showing Doom and Eisen.
It's like, you guys were both playing Anarchy. Something's fucky. Thank you, Reki.
But yeah, we do get Exile, right?
I think so.
The slippery map. So yeah, just don't get the HMG and everything is fine.
Pro tips. Oh, Festive Turtle back in the bracket. Their power went out for a couple minutes. Always seems to happen on tourney day. I've lost power while broadcasting before as well.
Well, I remember one time that your roof just blew.
Yeah,
off,
my roof blew off during like the bronze finals of the Quake World 4v4. Man, that was the worst time to have that happen. I hated that.
I'm just glad I live in Europe. These things that happen.
Yeah.
Well, maybe in 20 years we'll have the same weather over here.
Yeah. So yeah, welcome. We're already welcoming London into the heat wave fold. So yeah. It's good for air-conditioned salesmen.
Yeah. I imagine.
All right. 613 and Watch Gamers. One map in the bag so far. Oh, man. Who put this map in the pool? I have to assume it plays better in 2v2 than it does in duel. I have to. All right, here we go. Watching Death Row out of the gate as Death Knight. Easy enough to remember for this guy, at least. We're going to have to count how many times people fall into the rail pit. But he's trying to defend it here at the moment.
Lead taken.
Okay, that was an easy one. GNiK looking for a second frag here, not quite able to put it together. There's BJ screaming.
Like, okay, Death Row really trusts in his aim, but connect your shots.
At least he came back in for the finisher that a teammate set up. Oh, man. Oh, fantastic use of the fire. Holy shit. Those defensive meatballs. So important.
Nice. He likes his barbecue.
Oh, the shotty from Chain. All right.
Yeah, Chain needs to get some property items. I think he doesn't know the timing of the heavy. He does a double back to it. He has the ability at the ready.
Oh,
decides to save it.
All right.
Nice.
to what they're saying 6 ring outs. We're gonna have to count that. Keep an eye on the death board. Oh, I love these rockets coming out of the TP. They both go through and end up being so much bait.
Yeah, the Fire Strike is such a nice tool for this quad, or the power up on this spot. GNiK on the hunt, wearing purple, but oh no!
No, Yenim gets the steal. Things were going so well for Watch Gamers, but now Yenim is trying to take it back, frag by frag, to tie things back up. At least Watch Gamers looking more like they have a plan here on Exile, which is a little bit surprising to me in either context.
5 frags. 6.
But yeah, the real question with the map that you haven't played as much 2v2 on, quite probably, is do you know how to hide from a quad? And if that answer is no, then yeah, we're going to see some really swingy quads. I mean, already 10-11, we still have Watch Gamers barely in the lead, but Chain with this full stack and dually weapons is bringing it back together very, very quickly, extending this lead down 2 HP. There's the Mega. So many BJ screams coming out, really relying on that passive.
Chain showing off his mechanics. And like, oh, they're just sitting there waiting for the heavy, but no rockets connects from Yenim. Its body is there to save the day. Oh, again! Nice.
Yeah, it doesn't go well in any of those cases, but I love these rocket snipes. A little bit late to save his teammate, but Death Row still putting in some frags, keeping it close, 16-14. And we've got Heavy coming up shortly. Down in the pit once again. Death Row trying to make good use of the choke point, but it ends up just turning into a gauntlet.
Oh. Yenim walking through a portal without a care in the world. But his hopes and dreams got destroyed. Next power up a few seconds away, and that everyone is dying around it. But it's Yenim again with the shotgun, cleaning house, while his buddy gets the protection and the heavy to boot. He does not really have the speed.
Nah.
So he needs to trap.
And yeah, he's just dropping in when he can. Just like that. 20-17. And yeah, this protection well spent. But yeah, really good turnaround there from Yenim, just getting a ton of frags in. And yeah, a mega. Oh, nice. Jeez. It's going to be a good stack for a BJ.
Yeah, you think? It's just so nice to hear BJs. It's like the kid in me always laughs.
Forever 12. Oh, trying to punish his Steph Knight. Oh no, but the fire! 22-19 now. And yeah, this is at least a much more rough and tumble fight. They're not able to avoid the fights as cleanly as they want. I mean, anytime you go out for Mega or Power Up or Heavy, yeah, it's going to be a rough one. I like these traps. 23-19 though. Yenim wanting to get prepared for this next quad early, but is getting caught in the crossfire. It's going to be Santa BJ coming out, 2 HP, down to nothing. GNiK gets the frag back. Yenim needs to stay alive in order to...
Oh, dropping down with the heavy. Wow.
I think he got the memo a little bit late that they were actually pushing the heavy. Like, he was content to, like, trap the jump pad and let the heavy go, but no, I guess GNiK had other things in mind.
Oh, just cleaning house before the cut. Miguel's few seconds away. He was tempted to wait for it.
Now, hopefully, for the sake of Watch Gamers, they can avoid a few more confrontations with the Yenim at this point. So far, every quad has been brutal. Yenim not quite finding the chase just yet. As the quad's getting close to running out. Gonna get one more frag with it here. There it is. Yeah, GNiK was just caught between a rock and another rock. Alright, one more at the very end. Didn't need to go that way. Need to time things a little bit better. 30-23 though is a decent quad for them. The drugs can't save you now. Oh no. Death Row's got nowhere to go.
Like, it's spiraling a bit out of control right now. Chain and GNiK just really on the streak since the last 2 power-ups.
Alright, Chain on a good little streak himself. Keep my eyes on the enemy. Oh yeah, sure. I was holding that for you, definitely. Even surviving the Death Knight. Chain's still alive. GNiK barely so. One totem up.
Finally a major item going to Team Red.
Haven't seen too many ring outs just yet. But 613 is getting close to 2-0ing this. Next time up is going to be protection. Rough going. All right, Death Row getting a frag back, and in fact, looking at scores real quick. Yeah, Death Row has indeed woken up. Doing a lot better, but Chain is just unkillable here. Let me go find him. 50 HP. Has got to do something before this power-up. Yeah, going in ham with dualies out, that's something you could do. But that's going to be our resident Death Knight, Death Row, getting the protection. Is this going to be enough to help them regain 13 frags? No. Will it be enough to secure the heavy? Not even that. It was stolen away. All right. Chain gets knocked off the map, but not at the rail, at least. Why is every map a space map?
Like somebody likes the ring outs.
Oof. Nice rail there from Death Row. All right. It's a little bit like momentum. Heavy's coming back up, and they need this one. It's going to be, sorry, GNiK getting the grab there. And he's looking at a great stack. He just needs to find a fight. There we go. BJ up against the wall. Can't quite finish. And Death Row wasn't able to get the finisher either. That's rough. Did not need to go that way. Alright, this long-range LG versus the MG. Yeah, you know which way that goes. And you thought you were going to see Corrupted Keep today. 42 to 32 though, but this is definitely the danger zone. And GNiK, you know, at least it's a, you know, a frag that doesn't go to them. It's a 9 frags between them still. Mega just taken. It's going to be in the hands of Chain for just a moment. 20 seconds to quad. This could be the quad that either finishes things out completely or gives Wash Gamers a second lease on life. But the setups are looking a little bit rough. We're seeing a lot of fights before this quad. Everybody's going to be roughly fresh. Not a lot of weapons on the table. Like GNiK's got starter shotgun, and that is it. Quad goes to Chain just for a moment. GNiK is looking at it, can't justify getting it. And GNiK just... Okay, I thought he dove off the map with it for a second. GNiK has got the pickup. No health, no weapons, 2 shells to his name. There's an LG finally. But he can't really afford to expose himself too long here. But at the same time, he needs the frags. This is their moment. And you can feel it slipping through his fingers.
True, yeah, like GNiK got actually both major items before the quad, but Watch Gamer just, or 613 did such a good job negating all the things he got from it. Like even before the quad, he had no stack left. It also seems to me that the 613 is a little bit better off hiding out in this map.
Yeah. Yeah, especially with some of these power-up runs. I don't even know if we're going to make it to the next protection. GNiK is so low here, and I've been keeping my eye on him. And of course, Death Row's not looking all that great either. But they brought it within 2 frags. This is going really, really well for them, but it could all fall apart in one bad fight. And Death Row knows he needs some health, wants to help out GNiK, but it's difficult without any stack to justify that 1 frag between them. Oh, the trap! Oh! Galena coming out of nowhere. GNiK brings that fight back just barely, but Death Row is so weak here. Can he even poke his head out on the heavy? He's sitting on the pad, and he's gonna die. Who could have imagined that would happen?
Oh, Heavy is still up for grabs.
Oh no! Oh, the triple rocket! Alright, there's the protection. It's gonna go to Yenim. 2 frags to pick up here. And it might not even be Yenim doing it. It might be Chain getting these fights in. The chase is on. The dualies come out. A forced one. There it is.
Nice.
It looks like Yenim
also
could get together as well.
decision that GNiK went for the rail, so there's only one escape, right, through the portal.
Oof. And now Wash Gamer's going to escape this match down into the lower bracket, but that means that 6-1-3 will be moving forward into the upper bracket semis. We're going to be casting all of the games in the upper bracket semifinals, so don't worry too much. Let's go ahead and find out where we're at. I've been keeping an eye on Discord. A lot of matches going and loving the support from our admins, GMT, Boov, and Rotten Rose. Thank you so much for helping score keep, especially during these early stages where things are just going to be total chaos, complete and total chaos. But let me see.
If it's not happening on the server, it's outside of the server.
Yeah,
but,
usually the latter.
Hey, look at this. Rafa was won from EU. EU should be better, right?
I guess we'll find out at some point. But yeah, Rafa and Rafa and Waz on Talladega Nights going into the upper bracket semis. We're looking for the completion of Turtle Recall and Davis Sage to figure out that match, and then it's going to be 6-1-3 versus the Classics, which might end up being our first one. I think I'm going to go ahead and let them know that that we're going to do that. Yenim and gonna do.
Nice.
So we might even stay in this party as we get Dramus and Sib invited. And have we lost anybody out of the lower bracket yet? Looks like we have. We're going to be waving goodbye to Opium Okova. Yeah, that name.
Opium Mosca.
Yeah.
Yeah,
oh, no, they moved forward. Sorry. Not Sure got knocked out, as well as Satan Spy. And who was Satan Spy playing with? I was going to do like a better bracket graphic that would actually have like all the team names, but I ran out of time and energy. Satan Spy and Pede. Okay, yeah. So they're gone. Clump War is still fighting. Worst case scenario. So that's something. But I'm going to vote that we stay.
I think it just updated. So, yeah, Clump Warriors are actually out, the Aussies.
Ooh, okay. Dang. All right, but I'm going to go ahead and ask Dramus and Sib to get in here. Oh, there's Sib already. Perfect. Nice. So, yeah, I think we probably won't even go to a break. So, yeah, once again,